is the Night Owl Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
Oh, we're recording. Okay, I'm JP.
We are.
And I'm
I didn't see the countdown. Honestly, I was looking at my phone and I'm like, there's no preemptive. Hey, I'm gonna count us in. Anything like that. So
well, it flashes on the screen.
Yeah,
I
use those peripherals. You got to use those peripherals.
I have poor peripheral vision
and eczema, as we found out.
Yep.
In the ear. So, all you listeners, can you have eczema in the ear? And then, Ben, you should introduce yourself too, by the way.
I did, but
you did.
Hello.
I didn't hear it.
I am Ben.
What you got on your shirt there, Ben? It looks like blood.
Oh yeah, so the lighting is might look like blood, but this is actually a pattern where you can go over to circle1discgolf.com.
Oh, okay.
Circle1disc.com. This pattern is called Grandma's Couch. It is a blade polo. It's quite nice, but yes, it is. It's a floral pattern, but the way I was sitting, yeah, it definitely looks like blood, like Dexter. Just the way that the light is falling.
Yeah. I couldn't see the pretty like greens in there. It was the red was popping.
Grandma's Couch.
Yeah,
I love
legit
that. That's fantastic.
Legit called Grandma's Couch.
I love that. It's a lot like when the brown, it was like a brownish goldish background with that print on it. Exactly, Grandma's Couch.
Feel free to head over to circle1disc.com/discounts/164995. Thank you.
See, there you go. And we do give out free ads here.
Well, this one is free in the sense that it's my code, so I am paying $0 for my own advertising.
Yeah.
So
hey, I'm good with it.
Life's a self-serving game.
Exactly. Well, and I also love supporting good companies that have good products. So, with that being said, good products, DoorDisc.com. We got them all. So www.DoorDisc.com and then door_disc_golf, night_owl_pod. That is our Instagram handles. And then YouTube, DoorDisc Golf. Go on there. I think we're getting close to 60, folks. So that's 60, not 60,000, just 60. So if you could
gotta start somewhere.
We do. You always start at one and go up from there, right? So
everybody tell your moms to subscribe.
Yeah, grandmas too. We're in a hip generation. They'd probably like it. So with that being said, speaking of hip generations, there's kind of a double entendre if you talk about old people and hip generations, right? Sorry,
yes.
Just came to my mind. I was sitting there like,
okay,
maybe it is the hip generation. All right. Well, with that being said, what is an activity that you guys absolutely loved and just it vanished out of your life for no apparent reason, just because you just stopped doing it or whatever it was? You got too old, your friends stopped doing it. I have so many of these project things because I have like shiny object syndrome. But what is something that you have done and you've recently or not so recently just stopped?
When I was in college, me and my buddies and Lucas, who's on the team, specifically one of them, we played a ton of spike ball. And then we all just went our separate ways after we graduated, trying to find jobs. And then we just never were in the same area. So we still do occasionally get-togethers when we have our core group of people. But I really love spike ball. Spike ball is so much fun, but it's just one of those things where for us personally, it was just this was just our thing with our core group. So then when you're just kind of not I don't want to say it's not fun, but the kind of that luster and that kind of that memory is just kind of not there without your core buddies.
Yeah. Sometimes it does. The task does depend on the person or the people you play it with. I understand that. JP?
Let's see. Rollerblading and roller hockey. I feel like that was a big thing that kind of went out in the early 90s. What I used to do, or late 90s, I should say. I don't know. It seems like that was a big fad, rollerblading, and because skateboarding competed with it and stuff. as well, and hard to kind of do both if you really want. One always one out more than the other, so that's one of them. And then I used to play nerd out and play Magic the Gathering a lot.
Okay.
That I don't anymore, and I have a ton of Magic cards sitting at my the
Yeah,
house.
you should look through them. Like I saw a Pawn Stars video that was just like on my page the other day, where like some people were selling some of those cards for some big dollars. You should see if you got anything good, and then you can turn that money into disc money.
Right? I know I actually talked to somebody the other day because I knew her husband played, and I was like, "Hey, what's a good site I can go on to like check out prices for cards and stuff?" And so he kind of got back to me and told me, so we might be doing some pricing here and there.
He was like, my garage and my pocketbook.
We'll see.
Yeah.
eBay might be a more lucrative way to go.
Yeah, probably.
Or you can go to Shane's house in Vegas and go beyond Pawn Stars.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, yeah.
There you go.
And get undercut for like $500 an item.
Exactly, because they turn around and sell them for that much more.
Exactly.
I have probably 200 Magic the Gathering cards when I played in junior high. It was the very first editions that came out. Because I remember sitting in the back of the band room. So I played bass guitar, and we had a special room because I was part of the rock band. So we had a special room that we would practice in because Mr. Gearman hated the sound of rock. So we would go into the side room. Yeah.
Okay.
And we get to kind of like have our own little jam session. And what it ended up turning into was a Magic the Gathering room. And I just thought they were cool. I wasn't really into it. So I just bought them because I was playing with buddies. It's probably one of these activities. And they have since sit there. And I know, what was that? 94, 95, 96, something like that.
I was born in 96.
So I have cards as old as you sitting in my closet in Florida.
Wow.
So whatever year the first year was, because I remember the D&D guys were all like, Magic Gatherings for sissies. I could never understand it, but it's
much
really
easier
popular
than like toting around big books for like dungeons and stuff for D&D.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's just straight up card playing. But that's about the same time Pokemon came out, wasn't it? About that time? Maybe a little later?
Oh, Pokemon was a little later because it passed up on... That never like hit... I think that was like 2004, 2003, somewhere around there. I don't know.
Oh, no, because I was still in high school when it happened. When Pokemon, like the very first run.
We had this conversation once, Shane, and how you missed the boat on Pokemon.
I know. Man, who knows? Anyways, so mine was BMX and biking in general, but just BMX, I think, was the one that I just stopped. And there was a reason it stopped, but it just vanished. Like I was all in, like flat landing. I like freestyle, BMX. I was heavy into actually like in the circuits of racing at tracks and everything. And I loved it. I thought it was one of the best things in the world. And then I got a license and it just disappeared, just gone. And I know we just recently brought it up on a Monday episode, but it was just something that I've been riding, and my son's getting into riding a lot now. And we've been like hitting the mountain bike trails quite a bit. Just this week we put in like 70 miles. It's awesome. But I'm thinking like, man, I used to ride all the time, and his passion is like making me want to like go get a BMX bike like an idiot. Because I'm 260 pounds and 6 foot tall. I'm going to fit on a BMX bike. So, but yeah, that's one of those things. We could also just jump it into the lake like JP used to do with his.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't mine. I didn't jump it. People jumped it, and then I bought it off the people that jumped it.
Okay. It was like buying a car with a Carfax that says was drowned. It was in water. So, all right. So speaking of buying bikes, what else did you buy this week? Thrower, hanger, flipper? Oh, both you guys are so silent.
I bought a thoughts-based temple, and then I got a mockingbird, and then Christina got a a rainmaker because we're trying to get her to play. I purchased that off of some good friends of ours. They opened their shop, the Schicks, Tri-Fox Disc Golf.
They have a shop?
Yeah, they just
Online.
yeah, online, and then for their
Okay.
events, yeah. So
Oh,
you
wow, I
can.
didn't know that.
So I was customer number 1001. So I was their very first order. So they
that's
threw
cool.
in
Cool.
some stuff, and then I met up with them over the weekend. They were in town. Faced my fear of snakes. I hate snakes. I'm so like not vibing with snakes. And then they were like, "You're coming to the reptile show at the at the
Yeah, they're
casino."
big snake people. Yeah.
Yeah, they breed pythons.
Mhm.
And then, but where I'm getting with this is that I faced kind of my fears, and then they threw in some goodies, and then like now the goal is to get my wife Christina to start playing, so they gave her a rainmaker, with a note on the back, and then Nick kept messaging me, and he goes, "Don't be alarmed if the box hisses," and I'm like, this is not funny. I'm not feeling this. I Googled. I was even tempted to text you, JP, and be like,
Yeah.
"Can you ship snakes? Can you mail
Yeah.
snakes?"
I heard a story of somebody shipping an alligator, and the alligator got loose. Like they shipped it in a shoebox or something with like holes. Like
Ugh.
it was small, but it got out. I mean, we ship bees all the time. There's lots of worms, like lots of stuff like that.
Just wild. But
I
yeah,
had
but that's
freshwater shrimp and fish sent to me
Yeah, fish.
when
Yeah,
I had
for
my
sure.
tank.
But that's what I got. So super excited for them that their stuff is up and running. And I just said, hey, just put a sign on the wall that says Ben was number one. And then they wrote on the back of the Mockingbird, Ben was number one. So
And
That's
then gave
cool.
it to you.
yeah, so pretty excited. But the temple's kind of zone-y. So I was just like looking around this shop, and I was like, at this point, like I want to try throwing more things that like I don't. Not that like that style of mold I haven't thrown, but just different manufacturers and just kind of see what they've got. So like I'm always just kind of curious about Thought Space. We know who makes it, but just kind of just seeing if they're doing any different blends or anything. So excited for that.
Awesome. JP, anything for you?
I was busy. Yeah. I bought 2 of the Fission Simon Lizotte proxies. So that was fun. I bought 2 replacement Crystal Flex zones for the one that I lost. And then I also got one of the full Eclipse OTB Open Envies. So that was pretty
nice.
cool.
Cool.
Yeah, and from what I had read, they're supposed to be different colored flight plates and rims. So like they had combination of like green and purple or blue and purple, blue and pink and that kind of thing. I got a white on white, so it just glows white, and it's not like the green tinted. It's like pure white, like paper.
Oh,
It's
that's
pretty
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
That what I would assume would be pretty rare.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, I think. I'd have to ask people. I know a guy actually ordered one and his flight plate didn't even glow. Only the rim was glowing. So it looked like one of the blackout Envies when he like had a picture of it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, you didn't get a Envy, you got a glitch there, you know? That's what it looked like. So that one had to be pretty rare.
Speaking of glow, are you going to get a glow blueberry? I think that.
Oh yeah,
when this comes out, this will
Friday,
be
right?
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I told somebody that they should come out with scented discs. Like that would be a cool thing for class.
Right?
DD. Yeah.
No, I still have an orange scented one down in my base. I'm down in my disc room. It doesn't smell like orange anymore, but
I had a lime scented slammer from DDO, but I ended up selling it to somebody. And I know they've definitely had like blueberry and I think strawberry or a couple of the other scents that they had out.
Yep. All right. I got nothing. So I did get the cache in hand, both caches in hand, and they're phenomenal. I love the plastic, so I'm excited to get out and throw them, but I have not been throwing. I'm actually, big statement to be made. I think I am going to take a hiatus from tournament play this year. I'm going to let my shoulder kind of hill do its thing, because every time I play, I'm okay. I mean, everything's fine. I can throw, but I had to have a cortisone shot to make it not painful. So I think I'm just going to take it easy this year and just play kind of casually and take rounds that don't matter. So that means I might drop out of Ledgestone, or maybe that's the only one I'll play. I'm not 100% sure, but as of right now, I'm not looking to sign up for any more. So I don't know how much work those caches are going to get, but I'm really excited that I have them. So, but with that being said, we'll give a preview. So we'll talk about Ella and her signature disc. We'll talk about some lawsuits that are up in the game. We're going to do some mid-season hot takes, and then we'll basically just go over our shop updates. And we'll have Ben's question, and then we'll go over some shop updates. So I think outside of that, let's get started. So we have Ella gets the first signature disc. Have you guys seen that yet?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I saw it after you texted me.
The showstopper.
Yeah, kind of a Houdini-ish look on the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it?
It is a Swirly S-Blend FD, from what I saw.
And it's an S-Blend FD.
Yeah, S-Blend FD.
Yeah. It looks awesome. I love FDs. And I think I got an email. I just didn't look at it. I think they're making them available for retailers as well. I haven't been able to kind of really look at it that much, but if they are, I don't know if we'll buy any or not, but maybe we'll just do a small assortment of them.
There's some people that weren't too keen on the stamp. Like they didn't like the cartoony kind of look of it.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
It kind of reminds me of the Active Line. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's not. I mean, because it's kind of basically, you think of like what do they call those, showmasters or ringmasters at a circus, kind of standing on the podium with his like top hat and cane, looking up with the really awesome mustache. So it's okay. I mean, it's okay. I don't think it's bad by any means, but it's not great. Is
she the first?
But maybe there's a story behind it.
Is she the first FPO player on Discmania to receive a signature disc in their history?
Yeah, as far as I know. Can't think of anybody else. And yeah, it's interesting because I feel like Discmania kind of tries to follow the trend of like you have to win before you get a disc, but then there's Colton Montgomery and Nate Perkins both had discs before they've had any significant win. But what makes you wonder if Casey's going to get anything soon?
I know. Well, he hasn't won anything or done anything to really, but I could see it because they are promoting him a bit more in their advertisement and marketing.
Yeah.
So it's called the Showstopper? No.
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was called.
No, the One Throw.
Well, One Throw Ella is her. One Throw Ella is her handle.
Oh yeah, and then it's the Showstopper. Okay, yep. So One Throw Ella. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Well, and then something. Go ahead.
It is available to dealers, so this will be a dealer release. It won't be a through DD release.
Okay.
So
and it's coming out May 31st, is what it looks like. Yeah. Well, something else that's really cool that Ella did is apparently she went out to the Salt Flats in
Distance?
It was Utah. Yeah.
Okay.
And she might have unofficially thrown the world record.
Just unofficially, though.
Unofficially, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was recorded or what the deal is. She has an Instagram post, but I didn't see a throw, and I don't know how it went.
I saw that too. I think she's waiting for like it to be verified in some capacity, and then release it. Because I saw in the picture that she had like 2 zeros at the end, and then it was like covered up like on the back of what like she had written on like the disc she drew. So, and she was like having people guess what they thought she hit. So we'll see. But I'm under the impression that I thought she was just waiting for like it all to come back to verify whether she got it or not.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things because like I feel like you need to have a Guinness Book person like witness it, like anything. So like Dempsey watches Dude Perfect, and they always have this. They have this thing on their like overtime or absurd records, and they always have the same like Guinness Book guy to witness it. So I feel like you need to have somebody there to.
But is
to
that a
do it.
Guinness record or is it a PDGA record? Because the PDGA does their out in the salt flats, or wherever it is out in the desert, they do their distance competitions where like Simon said his and Wiggins has said his and all that stuff. That's just through the PDGA, and I think they're out there measuring and stuff. So
it's also weird too because I feel like wind would come into a factor, and in order for that to be considered official, you have to like have wind speed measured and all that. So I don't know.
Well, 1,108 feet is what Wiggins threw, and that was like a 37-mile-an-hour tailwind or something like that, or maybe even higher than that. So is what he threw it in, and it was like a 150-gram Blizzard Boss.
Yeah.
So.
Because even in track and field too, if you're running track and field, you're only allowed to have so much wind pushing you for it to count as a world record. Right. And I know a lot of people have broken records, but then like the wind reading is like no, unofficial. Yeah. So
it's kind of a bummer. You feel like you're filleting the records, and all of a sudden, geez. So, all right. Anything else to say about that? Because I got something to interject that I forgot about. I got a message today that you guys are gonna love.
Is it from Joel Freeman?
No. Well, it could be. It could be. Let's see
that Ben guy.
Let's see if this works here. So I got a message today, and I just want your honest, authentic reaction. Let's see if I can get this going. Hold on a minute. Let me get it back to...
Well, it's not. I know it's not from me because I talked to you on the phone today. I didn't leave you any voicemails.
Nope. Get it close to the mic, man.
It's not going to speaker. Why is it not going to speaker? Oh, that's too bad. I was really hoping this would work.
Here.
Oh.
If you want to Venmo me some money, I'll send it to you. But never mind, I'm going to keep it.
Did you hear that? I'll do it one more time now that I have it running.
Hey, this is Shane. I have your disc here. If you want to Venmo me some money, I'll send it to you. But never mind, I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What disc is this?
That is the full thing. It came from an unknown number.
Is this something from Vegas? Someone has a disc of yours?
I have no clue. So when I was on my trip, I lost a first run Katrina prototype Vortex. Actually, my daughter lost it. She threw it over a fence, a ball field fence, but it was like locked up all the way around. And I was just like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'll leave it for someone else. And I traditionally just tell people to keep it. So what do you guys think of that message? What do you think of that? Just in general.
That guy's never going to make any C2 putts ever again because karma sucks.
May he hit every tree at first available.
I wish that guy forever wet socks.
Every time he steps out on the course, just wet socks.
That like I guess like
how do you know though that like you always tell people to like keep it?
Oh, he didn't know.
Oh, okay.
He didn't know.
I thought maybe that.
What you heard was him going to my voicemail, and that's the voicemail he left me. I'd never. I have no clue who that person is.
What's the area code?
It came in as unknown.
Oh, but it should tell you. It should tell you the number.
No, it's unknown. Nothing.
That's weird.
It came in as like a blocked unknown number. I mean, I'm sure if I dug a little bit,
if you tried hard enough,
yeah. Like, but it doesn't mean that much to me.
I understand the like, hey, like I don't live anywhere near you, so like if you want to like just like Venmo me or like give me some cash, just to cover the shipping, I'll get it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I would understand because like I know that people do that because it's just like I've seen it before where somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I lost that disc like on a trip. But, like I don't live anywhere near Montana. I'd like it back. Oh yeah, here's like $7 if you want to throw it in a box and get it to me."
Right.
Understand that,
Yeah.
but then just to openly be like, "Actually, I'm keeping this."
Right,
What a
right.
loser!
I'm not.
What was the
I think
point?
Exactly. That's the point that I don't get. Why would you call and leave that message? And there's only a couple reasons why I think. Either he is truly just kind of an a-hole, or he listens to the podcast
Yeah.
and he recognized the name and he just wanted it to go further. And if that's the case, kudos, my friend. Kudos. You should call me back or text me back.
Reveal yourself. Yeah.
Reveal yourself, because that was awesome. But if not, kind of a punk.
It's kind of one of those Mariner Law stories. Like, oh, I found your disc. Like, I'm going to keep it unless you like. You guys haven't heard or seen that on Reddit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maritime law.
Maritime, yeah.
I would, and it wasn't water. It was just sitting on land, so you can't call that one. But I would have just told him to keep it anyways. I could have cared less, about that disc, or else I would have got it. Mm-hmm. If I leave a disc, for me, it's fine. But to call and do that, that's either like a D move or really funny. Just depends on which direction he's going with it. So if you've heard this, you have my number. It's on the back of the disc. Just text me and tell me it was a joke. It's your disc anyways. But that's hilarious.
Do you kind of wish he calls again so you can actually answer? And be like,
I do. I want to see how far this can go.
What if it's too bad we're not broadcasting this live in real time, because then he could just listen. Show yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so kudos to you. You should have left me a name. I'm assuming it's someone in the South Carolina area, because that's the only place that I've recently lost a disc. Because I rarely lose discs, and if I lose discs, I haven't marked. Well, it's not that. I was about to finish the statement. And when I do discs, I haven't signed or put my number on a disc in a long time. What I do is I just circle the weight or circle the spood. That's all I do. So it's my unique mark. So I don't even mark them anymore as far as to get them back. So it just takes too long.
What a flex. I don't lose this.
I'm like Michael Cunningham. He just, I never lose discs, never lost a disc. So yeah, so there you go. So whoever that was, kudos, or you're kind of a punk. Either way, thanks for the content. So let's go over, let's just have a quick conversation. So Gannon Buhr is back in the conversation about the lawsuit because he wants to move on. But my humble opinion, just stay with it, man. Well, that's the update from Ultiworld now.
They just mutually agreed that they are just going to play this out. The lawsuit's dropped, and then
good.
Everybody just moves on their merry way. And I figured that was going to be the end of that. Was going to be what happened anyway. That's kind of just. I thought it was gonna like if it went to court, it was just going to play out till the end of the season anyway. And then what would be the point?
Right. Well, the point is to paint yourself in a bad scenario so that casual players don't want to buy your discs.
Yeah. But Prodigy is like kind of having a decent year as far as their players.
Their players are having a decent year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they have that young crew that's just killing it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Those 2 runs they had that were fantastic. Speaking of, check our used bins because we have a ton of used Prodigy going up right now. And I'm going to send a bunch of it. Somebody just reached out to me today. I'm going to send a bunch of it to a church or something that's starting up a disc golf course. So I'm going to send a bunch of it there too. So Prodigy is going to go out. So then Natalie Ryan's back in too, because she wanted to try to file a
temporary restraining order.
Yeah, temporary restraining order against the PDGA and the Disc Golf Pro Tour, so she could play the OTB Open. I'm not sure what that would mean if she filed, if she had enough time to file it. What would that mean for OTB for PDGA and DGPT? Is that they couldn't be there while she was there?
No, it just means that there's the restraining order basically would just be that their rulings would be just kind of null and void for the time being, and that it would just allow her to play.
Okay.
That's really all it is in the legal sense of the term.
Wasn't there?
restraining order.
I thought it was against the state of California as well, or something like that, because they were talking for a while about there's talk of moving the OTB. People thought the OTB Open might move out of California so they could still hold it
After this season, potentially.
She's just citing California law in the lawsuit.
Okay.
And California law is the most inclusive when it comes to trans participation in sport. So that's why OTB is being named in this, because her legal team feels that this is the best path to victory is by filing this lawsuit in the state of California and naming OTB Open as a defendant.
Has she officially gone forward with naming? There was 2 other states, Oregon and I forgot what the other state was, but has she gone forward with those lawsuits yet?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay.
Because I think that this is going to end up in a federal circuit court. So who really knows?
Yeah. Who knows? Because you just got to get through it before anyone knows anything. So
the law doesn't move fast. That's all. That's really the moral of the story between the 2 lawsuits is that as fast as people think that they want things to happen, circuit courts have say otherwise.
So there you go. All right. We'll get into our mid-season hot take. So it wasn't a very busy week this week. So we are deciding to go ahead and just throw out some mid-season hot takes that we think is going to happen in disc golf.
This is a great promo here. Quick, we can take a little time out. Casual Relief is now moving on to its own RSS feed. So you will no longer hear Casual Relief popping up in the Night Owls feed. So now we get to play in honor of that, we'll get to play our own version of Buy or Sell on the Night Owls page, or on the Night Owls podcast.
I'm
Look
down
at that.
with it.
Okay.
So mid-season hot take. So we're going to do a mid-season buy or sell rather than a hot take. All right.
It's a hot take that you'll buy or sell.
Okay. Okay. Either of you guys have something want to go first? Here is my mid-season hot take. My mid-season hot take is that we will not see another $1 million contract over the offseason.
Sell. I'm selling because I think Eagles up at the end of this year, and I don't know what the duration will be, but I think that Discmania will lock him down for that. I don't know if it'll be a long-term deal like a Simon-esque deal, but I could see him getting like $1 million over $1 million per year for like 2 years or 3 years. That's what I think. So that's what my sell.
Okay. And remember, Gannon's up for contract this year as well at the end of the season. There's already been rumored that he was going to get $1 million contract.
Possibly also from Discmania.
Right. So what do you think, JP? So you're selling it as well. You think there's going to be $1 million contract?
I think there's going to be multiple $1 million contracts.
Wow. Okay.
I think Discmania is going to offer Eagle and Gannon both $1 million.
I mean, you guys just kind of talked about that because on the Monday episode, can the market sustain $2 million contracts under one manufacturer?
Exactly. So market trends would say that is not going to happen. Maybe we'll see one. Maybe Eagle, you brought up Eagle, but if Eagle and Gannon truly do go to Discmania, and my assumption, one of the other young guns from Prodigy will probably follow suit, I don't think you're going to see those $1 million contracts. I think you'll see high contracts, and you might even see undisclosed contracts, but the assumption that is going to be a multi-year $1 million contract per year, I just don't see it, because the disc golf market itself is down, I mean, pretty considerably across the board, about 30%. So sales are falling, stock is sitting, and views are waning, sponsorships are dying, not dying, but they're decreasing. So unless there is this altruistic thought by a manufacturer, I just don't know if you're going to see it. So that's just my thought. But that's a hot take. So I think it's obviously what hot takes are meant to do is to kind of point out what probably against popular opinion. So there you go. Either you guys got one?
Ricky only plays the majors for the rest of the year.
I'll buy.
For the sake of, I'm going to sell. I think he's going to play something else besides the majors, possibly later in the season. I think he'll try to make a comeback at some point, and I don't know when that'll be, but mid to late summer he'll be back, feeling much better about himself and hopefully playing better.
Okay. I see that. I just don't see that he wants to push coming back without anything on the line. And I think that's why Ben has something with Ricky only playing the majors, because he wants to keep those streaks going, and he wants to add another X next to his name. But I don't think he's going to risk his health outside of that.
Which streak does he want to keep going? Losing majors?
Well, there's all right. The streak is the wrong word. He wants to add the X to his name. You know, instead of being 2-time, he'd love to be 3-time.
True.
So that's my thought. I think that is a hot take because I think I'm going to stay with buy. I'm going to stay with buy. All right, JP, what you got?
My hot take is Kristen Tatar will not finish number 1 on the DGPT points. Someone's going to leapfrog her.
Sell.
I mean, she's got over a 100-point lead right now, but I just think it's
that's extremely spicy, but it's also like, I don't know, like, yeah, like.
Doesn't it have to be probable too, though?
It's just a take. I mean, I don't know. I feel like she's too consistent and the rest of the field is too inconsistent for her to, like, you know, a bad finish for her is like 5th, and she still gets a considerable amount of points for finishing 5th.
Sure. Yeah, that's the way I see it too, because her finishing off the podium is a huge deal. Her finishing out of 5th place is a huge deal, and it doesn't happen. I mean, what's her worst finish this year? Was 5th, right?
I think so.
And so she's going to be in Europe, but European Open is now DGPT. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see how. I mean, unless she hurts herself. So outside of an act of God, I don't see her falling out off that podium with the point she has. Because who's going to do it?
No one's been consistent enough to be like clawing at anything, right? Like that's just the same way that I see it. Is like no one's been consistently number 3 or 4. That's just, you know, in the hunt.
And we're through 6 of the 14 stops. Is that right? Is that 14 stops now?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ish. Let's say ish. So 6 of the 14-ish stops. Man, she would basically not have to show up and someone else would have to win them. One person would have to win them. But I don't know. Maybe Kat Mertz is going to start on fire here. She has the ability.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know.
All right. Any more hot takes? Huh?
No. Other than that, Sour Patch
Negative.
Kids is an elite candy. That's not even a hot take. That's just the truth.
I'll buy that.
Any elite candy. I feel like there's a lot of things like Sour Patch Kids. But yeah, I think that's a good one. I like that.
What's a lot of things like Sour Patch Kids?
just gummy sour candies.
But not like Sour Patch. I mean, Sour Patch is like sour sweet, and they're gone.
I did not.
We're gonna have to pay a royalty on that, probably. It's not ours to use.
They're going to pay us a royalty. We just gave them free advertisement.
Dots.
All right.
Dots are great. I've heard some slander about dots lately. I enjoy a good.
What about like
dots.
the gummy sour straws, Shane?
Yeah,
I like gummy sour
punch straws.
Yeah,
I like those, but I don't think I wouldn't put them in the same plane as Sour Patch Kids. But Fruit Strips, I would put them on the same plane as Sour Patch Kids. Like all the cool fruit strips people are coming out with.
Oh, sour,
really awesome.
Like the sour strips, like that
Yeah,
are like
the
a
sour
Target.
strips.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like sour fruit by the foot or something like that. But I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, those things are fantastic. Yeah. I see all those candies. Sour candies are my jam. Like Sweet Tarts, Chewy Sweet Tarts, Mini Sweet Tarts, Sprees. Just I'll keep going.
Warheads.
All about it.
Yep.
Have you had Toxic Waste yet?
I've seen it in the store. I've
No,
seen
I
it a
haven't
few
had it.
times in the candy section at the Hy-Vee, which is an elite candy section. 12 out of 10 recommend going to the Hy-Vee candy section. It's great. But I've seen it, but I've never had the Toxic Waste.
Is there only one Hy-Vee in Green Bay in the old Shopko?
Yeah, it is the largest Hy-Vee in the country.
It is huge.
What?
It is
Yeah.
huge.
It's the largest Hy-Vee in the country.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It
I
is huge.
guess the only thing about it, Shopko was pretty big. Like that store was pretty big. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, did you hear Wisconsin is getting a Buc-ee's?
Yes, they are getting potentially
Get out
getting
of town.
potentially getting a Bussies in into Forest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Buc-ee's. It's a great
Quick
spot.
Trip for life.
Well,
Yeah,
two different stores. Quick Trip, for sure. All about it. But Buc-ee's, if you're driving by, stop. You have to.
see, here's
All right,
my
Ben.
take on that real quick. I don't want somebody yelling at me about brisket at 7 a.m. The KT people, they just vibe with you. They understand it's 7 a.m. and you're just trying to get a breakfast sandwich and a drink. I don't want to hear somebody yelling about brisket at 7 a.m.
What's the yell? I feel like if they're yelling at you, that might be your fault.
No, they just yell like brisket on the board or something like that whenever they're
okay.
chopping.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that is too much energy. So
That's
that
just the right energy for some people, Ben.
maybe I'm just a cynic, but most of my Quick Trip experiences and gas station experiences are either like very late in the day or very early in the morning because of traveling at these times, and I just like to vibe.
Just want to get to your place.
We need to have a poll of some sorts. I'd love a disc golf pro tour poll of people that have been to Buc-ee's and Quick Trip and which one they prefer, or like
I think that's a great idea, actually. Because I
Put
really
disc
think
golf contacts, and then they can put together their power rankings of rest stops and gas stations across the tour.
Well, and keep in mind, in like 3 or 4 states, like Indiana, Ohio, they're Quick Star. So a Quick Star is a Quick Trip. It's the exact same thing because they can't
Quick Trip
use
with a
those
Q.
because there was Quick Trip with a Q was there first, so they can't
Fake.
use them. So it's Quick Star.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fake.
So if you see a Quick Star, it's a Quick Trip.
okay.
I forgot what states there are, but yeah, there's like 4 states where Quick
Iowa
Trip
for
is.
sure. I know is one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right, Ben. It's your board.
Besides paying off debt, if you win the lottery tomorrow, what is the first thing you are buying? And
Discs. No. Just kidding.
Buying enough discs that we just have an episode of nothing but throw hanger flipper.
Yep.
For each of us.
Just kidding.
This is gonna sound really stupid. I want a skid steer.
Ooh.
I don't really have a need for one, but there are sure a lot of projects that I could use one. And how cool is a skid steer? And I don't want just a regular skid steer. Like if I did it, I'd go out and like have it painted all black or all white or just some really obnoxious color to where it stands out from everything else. So yeah, skid steer with a really obnoxious paint job.
Flames.
No,
How much money are we talking?
I mean, you won the lotto,
well,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won the Powerball.
Interesting.
I think that's it.
There's like two things I'd want. One would be I'd want to own my own Cineplex.
Could I be your partner?
Yeah, no problem.
I'd love that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be fun. I would show half of the movies would be like the new releases, and then like the other half of the theater would be like my favorite movies.
So there's the empty half and the full half.
Yep, pretty much. I think there would be people that would like share the sentiment of like going to see movie like, or yeah, it would be. It's kind of personal. Like people like would start to know like your movie tastes.
Mm-hmm.
Like could base the
It's a great,
you have that.
It's a great double feature too, because you can see something random and then you can see the new whatever.
Yeah. And then the other thing I'd want to do is be like a minority owner in like a sports franchise.
Like JJ Watt.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good
Burnley.
choice.
That's so random.
So the chairman of Burnley is from Utah, and his wife, JJ Watt's wife's from Utah. So that's
is she? She's originally from Utah. Okay.
That's the connection.
Because I knew she played for the Houston Dash for quite a while. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense for them to buy in, but I didn't know what the connection was. Interesting.
Yeah. I'd say maybe I'd part owner of Bananas. Without a doubt. That'd be so awesome.
Big Jesse Cole fan.
And just be enough of an owner that I could like at least just get free tickets for me and my family, and that's all.
That's why people buy franchises, so that they can go and sit where they want to sit.
Exactly.
The whole Banana Ball thing is a real weird situation to me because like they have the Banana Ball World Tour or whatever, but the league is only 2 teams. It's them and like, was it the Party Animals, I think is the other team's name. So it's like essentially the Globetrotters.
Yeah, it's the Globetrotters for baseball.
And so I was always curious about that. But it's cool because like they got Johnny Damon to come play, former Boston Red Sox. And then they had who's the really old pitcher? He's like 75.
Bill Lee.
Yes.
Spaceman Bill Lee.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is a cool franchise. Like that's fun.
Yeah.
Again, just kind of in a ridiculous way.
Yeah. I enjoyed the Globetrotters, but the Bananas are on another level.
I like that it's real, like in the sense of like
playing.
that the Bananas don't always win. Like sometimes the Party Animals win. Like the Globetrotters win every dang game. Like so that to me is just kind of lame.
Yeah, I think some of the rules are cool. Like you don't just win the game; you win points in an inning to win the game. Games are only 2 hours long, so you're not sitting there all night waiting for, things to. I mean, the games now MLB is moving faster because of the pitch clock, but everybody hates the pitch clock. It's such a dumb rule. So there's a lot of fun aspects of the atmosphere. Obviously, is fun, and then some of the rules make it fun. Why
is the pitch clock a dumb rule? I don't understand the hostility behind the pitch clock.
There's a lot of things that are subjective with it as far as like when the clock should be started. The time isn't. So then that's causing issues of like, is this enough time? They keep messing with it of like the pitcher and the batter have to like make eye contact. Guys are getting quick pitch because of it. It's just like,
you're only allowed 3 disengagements off the mound and those like
2.
Kind of,
we only get 2.
Oh, is it 2? I thought it was 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Craig Counsell got kicked out of the game.
Yeah, because but there's just a lot of things that are very subjective.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. See, it seems completely rational and reasonable to me, but I understand those unintended consequences. Like, let's speed up the game, let's make it more exciting, let's stop losing fans, let's fill the stadium, but then it has all these little unintended consequences that are happening. So I get it. I mean, I get where they're trying to go for, but man, I guess I didn't realize that all those things were happening too on the side.
It's not working in Oakland. Let's go with that. They're moving. Oakland's moving. The A's they've been in Oakland since 1968, and they're moving to Vegas. So,
yeah.
I mean, Vegas or Oakland wasn't going to give them a stadium, though, right? That was part of it. Yeah.
So
why do you think the Raiders left, man?
Yeah,
same reason.
Yeah,
Vegas is saying we'll give you anything you want, and we'll pay for it out of the casino's bill.
Yeah, Bally. They're going on an old Bally site. The stadium is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it'll literally be like a kitty corner to all the other stadiums there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think it's brilliant on Vegas's part, especially pulling in the A's. Wow. So, anything else? All right, we'll do our shop update.
Did Ben say what he was going to buy?
Oh no, you didn't, Ben. Did you?
Oh no, I didn't. Pretty practical things that I would buy. I would want. Yeah, I know. I would want a cabin in like straight isolation, like in the Cheyenne area. I've never been to Wyoming, just seen a lot of pictures, and like that sounds like the perfect, like most ideal like getaway. It's just like a cabin in like Wyoming, like close enough that you can drive a little bit into town, but then like far enough that it's just like nothing. It's like
I heard Epstein Island's for sale.
No, thank you.
I'm just throwing it out there. You could isolate yourself out there. I hear there's a lot of tunnels and stuff out there.
Yeah. No one wants to be the guy that buys that, right? Like that you God. No matter what, your name then becomes associated with Epstein. No matter what, like whoever buys it. But then
is it for sale? I don't know. I was just throwing it out there.
I don't know. But then the other practical thing is that I'd want just a vehicle that can handle winter better than my Corolla.
It seems like it's been trooping around pretty well for quite a while.
Yeah, no, it does. It's just like when we get any semblance of like thick snow or like, you know, when winter truly does come, like, and you need to navigate, like that's not always
drop
the best.
Rudder out the back to.
Yeah. You know what I did? I did see an interview the other day. You'll never guess what vehicle, you know, of all the money in the world that John Cena has, that man drives a Honda Civic.
Yes.
You see that too? Yeah.
Yeah.
He has so much
But then
money.
I also saw that he bought like an insanely rad car that he had like souped up the engine for. I forgot what kind of car it was. But yeah, his everyday driver is a Honda Civic.
He's a big boy to be driving a Honda Civic, by the way. He's not a small guy.
No. He's just
guy.
like us. Drives a Honda Civic.
All that WWE money floating around.
I wonder if he leased it. He's like, I just don't want to drop this kind of cash. All right.
He's probably got like all the plastic covering on it to make it seem like it's still perfect, so you could get the best trade-in value for it later down the road.
The paper mats with the two silhouettes of the feet on it. He just has, every time he gets in, he rips one off his garage wall and puts it into the. He seemed like a dude who would do that, by the way. He seems like that type of guy. Like every time he gets out, he just backs out, like wiping everything down with the arm raw and disinfect it. Perfect. Right.
No one saw him do it either.
Why are we making fun of this guy? This guy can crush all of us at the same time with no issues.
I didn't say anything, John. I just said you drive a Civic.
All right. Shop updates. Let's get to this. Tourist.com is where you can buy these things, but we have a huge used lot incoming. So I'm going to drop them off to K-Dog, Kevin, tomorrow. And I'll get him to put them into the system here pretty soon. And then I also got to make it right with Mr. Hudis.
Yadis.
And then MVP Yadis, excuse me. Why do I say Hudis? He's told me that before too. With Mr. Yadis. And then MVP. So MVP has landed. I think we still actually have a couple of I think we have one commemorative left. So, but we do have those fission fireballs. They feel fantastic. I haven't thrown one yet, so I don't know what type of beefcake they are. But from what I understand, they're pretty beef. I've been seeing some stuff around about. So
I've heard that as well.
Yeah. Have you thrown one yet?
Nope, haven't thrown it.
No. All right.
I bought I bought one a while ago. It's one of the first MVP discs I bought, or Axiom discs, and it was super beefy. Even in light, it was like 156 grams. I was like, nope, I'm not a fan.
Nice. Yeah. So here's a question about John Cena Civic.
Okay.
What trim level is it? Is it just like an EX?
I don't know. He just talked about how like it's just really stable when you push it at speeds in like the short clip I saw. So like he's still pushing the thing for funsies. He's going like 100 miles an hour, but like he basically was like all the fans. He was basically alluding to is like all these guys that have money and they drop them money on like Beamers, Ferraris, like all these expensive things. He's like all these foreign import cars. There's always problems with them, so they're always in the shop for things. So like why would I want to spend money on something that I'm just going to sit in the shop because it's leaking something?
Okay, so he's probably driving like a Type R or something like that then, huh?
You know more than I would about the types of Hondas, but I just know that he's driving a Honda Civic, a manual. He did say it was a manual.
Did say a manual. Well, that's good. Good for him, though. Good for him. It'd be even better if it was like an early or like mid '90s,
like a 2009 Honda. like if he was just driving like a 04 with a cassette tape in there, and he's like, "Why this runs perfectly fine? Why would I get rid of it?"
Yeah. Has the giant fart can sticking out the back. Oh, I would love that. Oh, I don't know how many people we offended, but you're welcome. With that being said, anything else to say, boys? Sure. All right. Deuces, keep it subpar. Peace.